Morning. You saying good morning?
It is morning as well.
Don't think it's good morning.
Yeah, no, it's morning. That's what I'm saying, it's morning. I've been up early. We're back to UK time.
Yesterday we did sleep in, it was 20 to 11 when I woke up, but I needed the sleep. So today I had a nice sleep till about 7 and then woke up, hit the loo and couldn't get back in bed thanks to a Scooby dog, but now new there. So I've been up since, but it's been a nice morning, chilled out morning. Spoke to Mum, Auntie Del, Nana, Les. So yeah.
I've spoke to all them people today.
Oh right. Well, it's my birthday. I'm 39 today, you know. Apparently, I'm not long off being an old codger, according to my stepdad. So thanks for that. The only person to remind me how young I'm not. Always good for a bit of reality, eh? So yeah. Wanted to do a video because, well, kind of like talking to you lot, and well, I'm glad today's today and we're here in a really awesome place. Yesterday, our first day back on the road again, wasn't it? And it just didn't go well. It wasn't very pleasant, was it? Yeah, no.
It was very pretty.
It was very pretty. You got anything to say about yesterday?
No, I'm not saying anything about yesterday.
Why? You always talk about reality and being real, and you're not being real.
Yeah. Emma had another meltdown.
I did.
I got stopped by the police coming through the border.
That was before the meltdown.
Which was nothing. It was just making sure we didn't have any drugs. But it was such a cursory search, it was...
He wasn't sure what he was looking at. He didn't want to look in the back of the vehicle. He wanted to look in the front. He was asking us if we had arms or guns, and we're not exciting enough to carry either.
Didn't want to look at any of our documents.
Yeah. And that were it, wasn't it?
What it was about, to be honest. But
I suppose he had to do something if he was bored, and maybe he wanted to be in the shade of the van, well, instead of stood in the road, but still. So we trundled on into Portugal, didn't we?
Yeah.
And after crossing the border, the sat-nav went dead on Si's phone and mine, and the part for the night and everything went dead.
yeah, no signal.
And we got lost.
Didn't get lost. Just took the scenic route.
We went round for hours.
No, we didn't. We saw signs for thermal springs.
Yeah.
So we decided to go and have a look at thermal springs.
Yeah, that's how it started. And then we ended up back near the thermal spring sign started off way past where they were, but we didn't know that, so we ended up back near where we started to see the thermal springs that didn't exist because
They were dry.
They were well and truly dry, and the hotel now has everything from the hotel next to it, so you get to see the ruins and what was the thermal spring. And if you want to sit in anything thermal, you got to pay for the hotel. What was it, €25 or something? That's not our style.
We're tight fuckers, so we didn't do that.
Pretty much.
We just drove on.
But the thing is, it's like, why do you want to sit in a hotel surrounded by people if you was looking to be sitting there by nature? So, and it was downhill, so I didn't get out the van because I couldn't walk down the ramp, well, the hill, or find anything. But you had a decent explore, didn't you?
I don't know that long.
And then we had a wander, like got in the van, set off again, trying to go where we was going, and we ended up back eventually where we'd set off from in the first place, didn't we? We ended up the other end of the national park, so we went from down the national park on the one side, ended up near the top of near Garda on the other national park, then back down the bottom national park. I'm just thinking, all this mileage, all this fuel and that, it was driving me nuts and making me panic because we were just driving around in circles and we hadn't bothered looking at a map because, you know, I don't even know where it was. So, and the phones didn't work, and I just wanted to get to that Castello Branco or something. Basically, we were only a few hours from George's, and I thought if we just get, you know, over the border, stay for a night and then move on. Well, by the time we'd done some mad mountain pass where I had the other meltdown because I can't handle being high up and not knowing I'm safe, and the road being so thin and them not being barriers and it's just straight drops, and I could smell the brakes, I could smell the brake pads, and I was thinking this is going to burn our brake fluid and our clutch fluid, and then the brakes and clutch ain't going to work, and we're going to have the problem that we had in England after similar things happened when we was in Scotland and the brake and clutch fluid got burnt. So I was like just having a proper meltdown, and by the time it got to the bottom, well, we didn't get to the bottom. You went to the top and you turned around and we said, right, we'll not do that, we'll go somewhere else. But then he found himself at the bottom of where he wanted to get to head in that way, and I had another meltdown again, but I couldn't speak because I was on overload, I was overwhelmed, and I couldn't breathe and I couldn't speak, so I couldn't say where I wanted to go. So he sat there at the road going, where do you want to go? And I'm going, all I was doing was crying because I can't see and I can't speak and I can't breathe properly, and I was sick twice, and it was like serious meltdown, man. It was awful. So then he gets back on the road and eventually I managed talking, and it's like, look, you're on the 233, you just stay on the 233 and you'll get there. So then the 233 somehow turned into something else and took us across the country instead of down the country, and it was like, it wasn't Si's fault, the road somehow ended up going in a different way. So I said to him, I said, look, just pull up somewhere, because by then it was like late on in the day, it was the hottest time of the day for driving. He'd been driving for hours and hours, and I just wanted us to stop, work out where we were, work out where we was going from there and be able to move. So that's what we did, isn't it? We pulled over, found a safe place, pulled over.
Signal.
He actually got a signal, and I got out of the front where I was roasting to death into the back where I was safe, and it was a lot darker and cooler. So luckily I didn't end up having an overheating meltdown like what had happened in France. So we just, he found this place, and I was like, look, cool, you know, we especially don't really do paying for campsites really when we're abroad, because there's so many places to sort out your toilets and things like that, you just don't bother with campsites. But it was the nearest place and we thought, yeah, we'll give it a go. So I was like, look, seriously, if it's somewhere nearby, if that's the nearest place, we'll do it. I don't care where it is, let's go. So you did it, didn't you? You got us here, and it really is the most beautiful campsite. It's on an aloe vera farm.
Yeah.
And the views are stunning, so it still gets these mountain views, just we didn't have to go in a strange, scary way. We're parked on, is this a terrace?
Yeah, I think we might be their first paying customers.
We don't know, but because they're really, it's brand new, and everything here is just beautiful, and the amount of effort they've gone to putting into getting everything right. I mean, it was €10 for a night, and that's for 2 humans and a Scooby dog in the van, and it's like, wow. And that's including toilets, as much water as we can drink. They're really, really friendly. I've not met them yet. Si's met them, but I managed to walk to the toilet last night, and Si helped me, and it's really beautiful bathroom, isn't it? Everything's just had so much care put into it and taken. It's just, yeah, it's a really beautiful place. I'm really, really pleased that we're here. Si paid for 2 nights here, so that's even better, that we just don't have to go, we don't have to move, and we can actually try and rebalance and get ourselves right, and just see how we go from here, really, isn't it? So yeah, I'm really, really grateful for being here, and glad Si brought us here, and I think we can get a chance to chill now, thankfully. I'm glad that bit's over. I guess we've learnt about keeping the map handy now, haven't we? And having a look. We've decided. What are you laughing at? He just doesn't care about fuel or mileage. He'll just drive around forever and ever and ever until one day he passes the right place, won't you, love?
Yeah.
Whereas I have a meltdown and think, shite, how much is this costing in fuel? Where are we going? Are we going anywhere near a petrol station? Doesn't think about things like that, because
you don't need to, because it's just like one big adventure.
It'll be a big adventure without fuel in somewhere, you know. It's like, oh. But anyway, we're here now. We're very, very different people, and yeah, I don't know, I look at him and think, what can I learn from you? And I don't know what he can get from me, and I still love him. It's just so weird, so different sometimes, having someone that just thinks nothing like you at all. But I think we do have an understanding of each other, which helps. We do enjoy some of the same stuff, and we like giving each other space as well, so we both like Scooby as well. Bless you. So yeah, but yeah, wake up here, lovely day, lovely outside, such peaceful night's sleep, and it being my birthday, so I had actually got me presents, and we don't do birthdays and that, but I don't really do cards as such, because I believe in like saving trees. What's the point of cards when the thought's better, or the conversation or the bit of time is worth 1,000,000 more cards and saves so much more trees. So yeah, today I got my presents off Si, and Si had ordered them when we went and stayed with Heather, because I was sat with Heather and I was asking about the crystal ball and trying to learn some stuff and tune into myself a bit more, and I sat and I practiced scrying, and this is what Si's brought me so I can learn. I don't know if you can see that. It's a beautiful black obsidian, which is great for grounding, scrying, mirror, and I love it, and I'm gonna have to keep it with microfiber cloths because it and the bag is gonna get covered in Scooby fur, and I can sit and practice with this. And he's also got me a really nice incense holder for helping cleanse the room and everything, and cleanse the scrying mirror. And he's also got me this, a special tablecloth for putting, hold on, it's really hard to, do you want to open that, love? Because it's really heavy. It's really heavy and it's really beautiful, and I'm not at the level yet where I can use it. It's going to take a lot of time with me, the obsidian, before I get anywhere near crystal ball time. Sorry about the squeak, especially to Julie. It's that naughty polystyrene. So there you go. Isn't it beautiful? And in the future, what do you see, Si?
I can see your hand.
And I can see more tea and some fun adventures. What can you see?
I need to wash my hands.
I can see a wash coming on. And of course we've got some white sage too, just sticks to burn. So yeah, so thank you, Heather.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Heather and Si, for all your thought and your time and your effort. And that's a little crystal ball holder.
Yeah, I know.
And for my ace prezzies, and it will keep me busy. And with a piece of obsidian this size, I reckon it's going to keep me grounded too. Well, that's it from us this morning, unless you want to say out.
No.
And so I think I was covered in the polystyrene stuff. But yeah, nice speaking to you all this morning. We're going to have a chilled out day and maybe explore some aloe from this wonderful place.
Maybe have a shower.
It is my birthday. Well, you know, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.